stand on it.
You're listening to Boomer and the Beard, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker, Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, then your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Ain't got no excuses, baby. Waiting at the bar. I don't know you a thing, baby. I don't know you a thing. I don't know you a thing, baby. I don't know you a thing. Come on, hey. Dope diamond rings. Biden's gonna sign an executive orders on guns. He's gonna take away your guns and come and seize them at your house. Isn't that what blues music's all about? Just making up lyrics. I mean, you just play the same chords over and over again, and just make up some lyrics. It just rip the heart out of something.
I mean, if that's true, I like it.
Biden's gonna sign some executive orders, and he's gonna take your guns. It ain't gonna be no fun. He can't have mine. I'll shoot somebody that comes to get him. We're going to have to fight about it. And I'm a better shot than you.
You sure?
Biden? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For
You
sure.
talking about old shaky hand? You talking about old shaky hand, Joe? Yeah. Yeah, I can outshoot. I can shoot. Yeah, that's right. You ought to see his signature on the executive order. It looks like a darn earthquake happened. You know, oh. So what's going on, boys?
It's probably already signed.
Oh, shoot. You know what I'm saying.
They probably stamp it and then give him a...
then they give the pins out.
Stay in the lines, Joe.
Yes. It's a coloring book signature.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's what's up, Marshall? Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, man, what's up? I missed you
I don't
guys
know.
yesterday.
We missed you yesterday. You had to go do real like adult stuff.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It's terribly unfortunate.
I was over fishing. He was out there doing work. So, no, I didn't fish yesterday. I'm lying. Yes, I did. I'm lying. I did fish. Not all day, but yeah, I fished a little bit.
I mean, at least to lunch you did.
Not till lunch. Maybe like for a lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a little work yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, I took my lunch break at the marina.
The
You know what
marina?
I'm saying? Yeah, at the pond. You know what I'm saying? I had to go steal some golf course fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, no. Them yuppies don't know how to catch a fish. I had to go show them what's up. Ripping lips, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Throwing that super fluke around, just twitch it, twitch paws, twitch paws, rip a lip, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Marshall, how are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Oh, gosh. I just said Marshall. It's a Monday. What can I say?
No,
I'm sorry, Cheeseburger. I'm kidding. Jonah, how are you, man?
Doing
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm good.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody, except for John Merrill.
Yeah, he's not having a good morning. Ain't no doubt about that.
No.
Nailed that one, didn't we? Hey, I'm talking about
nailed
it.
Nailed something.
Breaking news.
Hey, I think we were the first media outlet to break that story.
You know why? Because we come on first.
Well, no, because it didn't come out till later yesterday
nobody
afternoon that it was real. Everybody else, it was just allegedly, supposedly.
Look,
he said she was just obsessed.
I left here yesterday, and I'm like, man, I'm just going to listen to O Live and Local and see if they even talk about it.
Did they bring it up?
They talked about it.
Oh, okay.
I was like, whew, bruh. Yep.
Well, we beat you to it.
Mm-hmm.
O Live and Local.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. You know that's our code name for Dale Jackson, right? Marshall, you looking a little confused, buddy.
No, I'm listening.
Oh, he's O Live and Local. We just ain't going to talk about it. We ain't going to say his name till he gets over there and cuts that grass.
Good God. It looks like you need a darn machete to get to the door.
Oh, it's getting
Hey,
fed.
how do you even get in there, buddy?
It's getting
how do you,
fed
How
right
do you
now.
even get in there?
What are you talking about? Get him where?
That grass
Oh,
over
my
there,
gosh.
Hayden.
Hayden doesn't even know where he's at.
He don't even.
He's like, where? Hey,
Right
what,
here
am
at
I,
this-
what are y'all talking about? Where are we at? Am I on the radio? Is my name Hayden? Did I drop the ball with McKenzie?
Are we still talking
Did
about
Marin
that?
dump me? Yeah. Yeah, we talking about that. I'm pissed.
He
It was
finally
hot.
he finally admitted that he just kind of dropped the ball a little
Yeah.
bit.
I know you ain't been here. I know you've been out there playing hooky and whatnot.
Hey, we're gonna change John Merrill's name to John Marion.
Great.
No, Hayden, you ain't been noticing that tall grass over there?
I mean, when you turn in, it almost grabs you. Your mirrors.
It's always dark.
Well, when
You
you
can't
leave,
see in the dark.
what about
I
when
just
you
don't pay
leave?
attention.
I bet there's some snakes over there.
When I leave, yeah, I mean it's a little high.
There's some snakes over there.
That you talking about somebody that doesn't cut their grass? That'd be Hayden. That'd be Hayden. He didn't even notice. I'm talking about. Look,
love
if you
cut
if you're an
grass.
adult that owns a lawnmower and has a yard, and you drive past that grass, you get the heebie-jeebs.
I can't help it.
Oh Lord!
I mean, like I remember as I was growing up, my dad, you know how your parents check your height on the wall.
Yeah.
My dad was checking the height on the handle on that push mower.
That's why I had kids. My
That's-
God,
Boy, that's why I had you cut that yard.
cut that grass, son. Yeah.
That really made me feel wanted too.
Yeah.
I mean, I love you, son. Cut that grass. That's why I had you. Appreciate it, Dad.
My dad got mad at me one time. Probably over nothing, if I had my guess, because I didn't really do a whole lot wrong. But that's a lie. Anyway, he made me cut the yard with a weed eater.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. For
It's
like
terrible.
a month.
Oh, okay, not that. I did it once.
Oh goodness. Well, you must have really messed up.
Yeah, it's probably. I don't even want to say what I was probably doing.
Off in a tool shed, like
Yeah, please don't.
Beavis and Butthead. Remember it?
Stop. Stop. Stop.
That's a good one, Joe.
Stop.
Oh, I love Beavis and Butthead. Remember, and the guy that eventually
Yeah.
grew into Hank Hill, you know, with that same voice. Them boys in my tool shed.
You are stupid. Surrounded by idiots.
At least we aren't an idiot like you.
I know it. Yes.
You're not an idiot like. Oh, I got you. I was trying to figure out what you. Yep. That's right. You're not an idiot like me. Renato, hello, buddy. He's back. Renato.
Hey, Renato in the Philippines says he listens every day.
Renato in the Philippines.
Hey, so that you know what that makes us?
International.
Worldwide. So that when we say the grossest show
in the
in the world,
we mean it.
It's for real.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What's up, Renato?
Renato?
So
I'm mad that my name's not Renato.
if it's 5 a.m. here, it's probably like he's probably just getting off work or something.
Renato,
Wonder
what time is it over in the Philippines? Connor, what time is it in the Philippines? I'm sure there's a freaking.
Oh,
app
speaking
for that
speaking
or
of Connor
website.
Marshall, yesterday we was talking about the Xbox and Xbox One, and Zach said, "Connor, when did the Xbox One come out?" And he spit out November 2005. Just
He
like
knew it
that.
too, apparently.
Just like that. I can't believe what we're going to be losing.
I know.
Couldn't
Today's it, right?
Yeah, today's it.
I couldn't even sleep last night.
I could, like a baby. I'm gonna miss him. Don't get me wrong, but you're not gonna get my sleep. The bright side is we don't have to try to do this tomorrow because I'm gonna be. Well, it's not really the bright side. Funerals suck, but we've got 3 days to because we talked about we were gonna train somebody. You remember we talked about that, and we ain't trained nothing. So.
Well, that's what we like is challenges.
Yeah, well, we're going to have one on Monday. I promise you that.
Well, we never know the challenge that we're going to have. I mean, we come in, hey, somebody ain't here, computers are dead as usual. Did you charge that thing yesterday?
Yeah, man. She charged. She's always charged. That's the first time it's ever died. Just for the
That,
record.
no.
No, no.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
It has
no.
been
No,
dead
I've
here before.
forgotten it before, which is why I have a backup. But it has never died in the middle of the show.
Well,
The
no.
only reason that happened was because it was used. Like I have got a charging dock here, so it stays. Like my computer never even gets opened up during the day. I keep it in a charging dock, which keeps it under constant power, and I didn't use it here. I took it home and used it, so it wasn't in the charging dock. That's the only reason it was dead. No, it's got plenty of power. It always has power, but I have a backup in case. So at least I have a computer.
That's right.
So there's that.
I don't need a convert. Everything I got is coming off the dome.
We can tell.
Straight off the dome.
Yes, thank you. Quite
Yeah.
obviously.
I wonder who's going to run against Mo Brooks. I mean, not against Mo Brooks.
John
Who-
Merrill.
Who's going to try to take his spot, though?
It's 7 p.m. in the Philippines, for the record.
Good. Now he's up just having a.
Probably having
He's
a
having
beer.
a Mai Tai.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that a drink in the Philippines?
Mm.
Was
Maybe
probably
Tahiti.
cultural
That's
appropriation.
probably Luke over in Tahiti.
We need to go visit Luke.
Could you imagine, like,
Do you want to go visit Luke, Marshall?
Where you at?
he's in
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
pretty
go.
positive it's Tahiti. It's one of these islands. It's these.
I don't care what
yeah.
island. If it's an island, I'm in.
It's a Western Pacific, like
Yep,
way above,
totally in.
way above
They got sharks?
Australia. Oh yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't mess with sharks.
Well, sometimes like we'll chat sometimes, and when you live on a secluded, well, maybe not. Let's just say Hawaii, for instance. Everything's extremely expensive. A lot of things has to be imported,
Oh yeah.
and so you're at the mercy of the sea, really, having things brought to you a lot. I don't know if I like that. I like being like on the mainland here.
Oh, you don't think we at the mercy of the sea? I mean, we don't make nothing in this country.
Well, we're at the mercy of them Suez canals, ain't
Yeah,
that for sure?
that's fact. We're at the mercy of the Suez. Suez.
Y'all see, we're talking about the other day. They got that lady. She's a captain. She wasn't even on the
Oh
ship.
yeah.
She wasn't even there, but it's
like-
still her fault.
That's called mansplaining.
Yeah, it was Egypt's first.
Yeah.
Captain. Yeah, wasn't even on there. Yeah,
I sent that to Hayden, but he never said anything.
He
He
don't.
just ignored me.
Like you did Mackenzie.
So
I
Hayden's
don't know about
Hayden's camera ain't working today, or what's up?
There
What up?
Hey.
Oh,
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
I don't have my clock today because of the new setup, so I'm trying to make sure.
His camera looks good though.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like the camera's a little clearer or something. I like simplifying down. I do not like cluttered, and I'm liking this new camera. Hayden, you look good over there, buddy.
Same camera.
Well, the
Thank you.
feed's better. We've been overloaded.
Boomer and the Beard will be right back.
Beard.
You don't need a diet. That's work. You don't need a stylist. They're overrated. And you don't need to hang out with older or fatter people just to seem better in comparison either. All you need are these masters of video production. They'll make you look good.
Make your videos look good with Cotton Row Productions, the official live stream provider of Hometown Heartbeat and The Dale Jackson Show. We can handle events, church live streams, and your digital advertising. Call Cotton Row Productions today, 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355.
Bye, hun. Running late. Love you.
Hey, hon, you forgot your coffee.
For the days you need it most. Don't worry. Perk up and percolate with us.
Put some love in your day with Just Love Coffee Cafe in Huntsville. From our award-winning specialty coffee to our unique and quirky menu, our customers at Just Love Coffee have found us to be a great spot for the highest quality coffee, breakfast, brunch, lunch, or dinner. You'll want to try our delicious waffles, wraps, sandwiches, and more. At Just Love Coffee, we're the place to go when you're by yourself, but don't want to be alone. We're the place to go when you want to catch up with friends. We're the start and end point of your morning run. Stop by the Just Love Coffee Cafe today on Memorial Parkway Southwest in Huntsville, and friend us on social media at Just Love Huntsville and brewing soon at Just Love Madison on Hughes Road across from Madison City Hall. Just Love Coffee. Eat, drink, love.
4.
Dan, where you been?
Well, it's hard to golf with bulky oxygen tanks. So I went to AeroCare and got a lightweight portable oxygen concentrator that I wear like a backpack.
Wow. Does insurance cover it?
They sure do. AeroCare called my insurance and I had my machine the next day. I'm as free as a bird, or birdie.
AeroCare specializes in all respiratory equipment. If you have sleep apnea or are in need of oxygen, let AeroCare set you up. Call 256-469-3900. Let us help you breathe a little easier.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Dance. Dance, Jonah. Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I'm Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. It is, 18 minutes past about oh, man. No, that one ate me up. Will you quit with the pen? Give me the pen. Give me the pen. Pin's gone. Don't have to worry about the pin. I swear on my life. Oh, that felt a little hefty. What did I just throw at you? Oh, that was a tool. My bad, man. You all right? Did I puncture your lung? Did I break a kidney?
You're still living, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I'm not worried about that.
You'd
have to bring an army. No, give me that bag. give me that. All right, fine. There we go. And there goes. There he goes. He's out. Will you get rid of that, please? Thank you. Marshall's like a child. If it makes noise, he wants to play with it. If it makes noise, can I unmute you now? Are you ready to play nice with other people?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're unmuted. So we nailed the John. We nailed the John.
Do I look smart now, Marshall?
Do you actually want to?
Well, you know.
Man, I didn't think you needed that to be smart, but yeah.
It's in the way. I can't see it.
What are you talking about?
Here, I need it wet. There we go.
You're clowning. Quit, man.
Look at me. All right, I'm ready. We're good.
Can we continue?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to teach you how to use that?
I'll figure it out.
You go down to the bottom left where it says Google Chrome. Nope, right down there.
Oh, yeah.
Right in the corner. Double click on that. Hey, there's an internet browser. You can go wherever you want to now. Are you excited?
Oh, weather radar.
Oh, yes. My gosh. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, anywhere in the world it could go.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
I like pictures with rain and stuff.
I like pictures with pretty colors moving across the screen.
So is it going to rain like all day?
I don't know, but it's raining like it's mad at somebody. I'm talking about.
When the show started, all you could hear was like coming down.
Helicopter out there. Dude, I have a metal roof at the house. You know how hard it is to wake up when you have a metal roof and it's raining like that? That metal roof it's just a lullaby. It'll just put you to sleep.
Yeah.
It's going to quit by like 10. Be
That's
sunny
good,
the rest of the day.
That's good because I'm driving to Missouri, and I ain't trying to do that in the angry rain.
When are they doing the funeral Saturday or what?
No, tomorrow. No, and so here's the fun part. We have our baseball pictures for my son's baseball team on Saturday. That was like a little pop-up shocker, you know what I'm saying? A little surprise. And, of course, I can't miss that neither. So I get to drive to Missouri tonight, stay in a hotel room tonight, go to the service tomorrow at like 4, and then drive all the way back for Saturday's pictures.
Well, you got about 9 hours?
11.
Oh, my goodness. That's on the far side of Missouri then. Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be a crappy day. Crappy 2 days, actually. So, yeah, I'm not excited about it at all. But
so
you got to be there for your dad.
Did you say that your grandma got cremated?
Yes.
And then they're gonna
put her in a wall. They got like one of them things called that mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
I think that's what it is.
I kind of dig mausoleums. I
don't. I want to be. Just throw me in the ground, man.
I mean, but
I don't even need a box.
There's gonna come a time. Now, if they would not, I like that idea too, just old school. But
yeah, just throw them in the ground, man. Shallow grave.
There comes a time though when we're gonna run out of room for cemeteries.
No,
that's why we got places like them, or in the places where they did run out. They just put the body there, and then after so many years, they let it decompose, and then they go get the bones and scoop the bones up. And then put a new family member there, and then
scoop them bones.
Yep, and then they just kind of keep the bones in a.
They did a bone
box.
scoop.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Over in places like India and stuff like that.
It's called bone scooping. Change of plans. It's only 8 hours, so
8-hour drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not bad.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, I've been to northwestern Arkansas on my old scooter back in the day. And I went to St. Louis one time. So
that's a long way to go on the scooter.
Man, but yeah, me and my buddy, so he had a 2001 Screaming Eagle Heritage Springer.
Okay.
And really nice bike. We went from Huntsville area all the way up to, we knew some guys up that we was meeting up around St. Louis, and there was a big car and bike show there. And so we're like, oh, well, we'll just enter his bike. I mean, it was a really nice Springer. We rode all the way up there, and so we're there all day long. all the cars go, all the awards, they start leaving. Then they start doing all the bike trophies and everything like that, first and second and everything like that. Everything's gone. We're like, well, dadgum, we ain't win nothing. They get to the very last award of the whole day, and it's best of show in the bike, and he gets best of show. And, dude, we got this big trophy. I mean, we had this trophy like 3 or 4 foot high, strapped to his sissy bar all the way back. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I mean, but, you're just sitting there kind of bummed out we went this far. We was just like, oh, we'll just enter the show anyway, because we was meeting some people. So we were, it was like, well, we was kind of like, oh, that sucks we didn't win nothing. But then again, we was kind of wanting to win.
Right.
And then we get the very last award of the whole day, and it was best of show, so it was pretty cool.
And then you drove all the way back with it strapped to the sissy bar.
Yep.
There's people out there right now that have no idea what the sissy bar is.
Yeah, it was probably, no kidding, it was probably 3 foot high. I mean, it was a big trophy.
Does that? All right, so I have actually ridden down the road with my wakeboard strapped to my back. So I took my
that'd almost be like a parachute.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's
on
like
your Marauder.
What'd you say? Marauder. English. Marauder.
Marauder. Yeah.
Is he for real leaving?
Maybe.
Did he just leave?
They'll suck it.
Why'd he leave?
I don't know. Maybe they don't like getting picked on.
Well, but that's what we do.
Well,
there we go. So anyways, I put it underneath my backpack and strapped my backpack up. And so it was just sticking out 3 feet on both sides, or 2 feet on both sides. I just took off.
That'd be like a straight up parachute.
Oh, dude, it was awful.
I don't see how you could do that.
It was awful. But I had to. What do you want me to do?
Well,
how you want me to get there?
Yeah, right. If that's all you got, that's all you got.
I mean, it's that's just the way it rolls.
That's
man.
all you can do.
I mean, you do what you can,
Yeah.
So we got it crack-a-lacking. So, anyways, this John Merrill thing, man, is quite interesting because Connor, welcome in, Connor. How are you this morning, producer Connor?
I'm doing all right.
What do you think now, buddy?
I think this crow tastes delicious.
Yeah.
He was real skeptical yesterday.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, it was a healthy level of skepticism, and so we had to. I don't know. I feel like we saw this one coming.
Well,
based on what he said.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we knew that. We knew that yesterday. But listening to Live and Local, and the way they was like right wing kind of. I think the word they said was kind of right wing kook, but then they didn't say that they didn't discredit it at all. So, they pretty much said, yeah, there's something going to come out of this, and sure enough, it did, regardless of where it come from.
Yeah. I mean, we were first to break it. I'm not going to lie to you. I know you may be right. It may be just because we happened to come on first, but
it's just. Like, why can't we not have some? We always got some embarrassing political situations going on constantly.
Alabama's we've always got a black eye. It feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not Roy Moore, it's I don't know. Bentley. What are some of our worst politicals? Connor would probably know this pretty well.
You'd have to keep going all the way back to like Wallace and stuff. I mean,
there's Don Siegelman. You remember him? He's either just got out of or still in jail.
And then you got Ed Henry, and then you got
what does Siegelman do? How long ago was that?
That was early 2000s. It was some financial crime that he committed.
Let's see. On March 6th, on my birthday in 2009, upheld bribery, conspiracy, and obstruction charges. Turns out he was convicted on federal felony corruption charges and sentenced to 7 years in federal prison. Hot dog.
Yeah. It's.
You got Roy Moore. You got.
So I wonder if
Merrill.
I wonder if Merrill's just going to resign.
Well, no. Politicians don't resign over extramarital affairs. They usually get a raise and move on.
I don't know, but it's not just that simple, though.
He said in his statement that he intends to finish out his term.
I wonder how much longer does he have?
I think it lasts, like the day that he would have taken the oath of the Senate would be the day that his term expired. So right around there.
Huh.
And he's just going to disappear like he should. I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be embarrassed of the whole situation. Then the details of that whole story would be making it like way, 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 way worse.
Well, I don't know about that, though. Do you think so?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not having the let's be careful here, but the explicit details of your preferences would make it worse.
Yeah, I would go ahead and just go into hiding right now.
Yeah, but you actually have some dignity. Politicians have left that all at the door.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they ain't got none left.
Right.
So. Boomer and the Beard will be right back.
Boomer and the Beard. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
President Biden will sign 6 executive actions today, all aimed at gun control, including asking the Department of Justice to issue a rule against ghost guns, which are assembled from parts purchased online without serial numbers.
Another thing the Justice Department is going to do is put together a model of red flag legislation for states. This would allow police or family members to go to state courts and petition to temporarily remove firearms from people who are in some sort of crisis, somebody that's presenting a danger to themselves or others.
That's ABC's Karen Travers. In Rock Hill, South Carolina, 5 people were found shot and killed inside a home. Among those dead, 2 children and a prominent local doctor. Another use of force expert called to the stand in the Derek Chauvin murder trial in Minneapolis. He says bystanders did not appear to be a threat to police, as the defense is arguing. The UK variant of the coronavirus, now the predominant form in the United States. More young, unvaccinated people are quickly becoming the most infected group in the country. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Gotcha covered screen printing and embroidery in Athens. Our team is here to help you with custom printed t-shirts that you want. And we know that means quality. At Gotcha Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery, we focus on the highest quality and the fastest turnaround time possible. Gotcha Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery on West Sandifer Road in Athens. Call to make an appointment with our graphic designer. She's awesome. 256-444-4500. That's 444-4500. And online at gotchacoveredathens.com.
Vroom, vroom, beep, beep, vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom.
When we were kids, there was nothing cooler than our toy trucks.
You'll never catch me. My truck's too fast for you.
Now that you have a real truck, when you see all the toys we have in stock to jack up your ride,
oh wow, look at that.
You'll feel like a kid all over again.
LineX Decatur Customs has everything you need for your truck, SUV, Jeep, and more. Customizing and protecting anything with LineX spray-on coatings. Treat yourself and take your ride to the next level with our wide selection of custom accessories, including our exclusive line of truck gear by LineX, toolboxes, hitches, lift kits, and so much more. Our shop focuses on quality, and that's what you'll get with LineX Decatur Customs. Give us a call today at 256-355-4251. That's 355-4251. And online at linex.com. LineX Decatur Customs on Beltline Road in Decatur, home of the adventurous, hardworking, daring, and cutting edge.
Stay informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I'm Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. So thankful that you've chosen to join us here on the fastest growing show in the world. We can officially say that because We are. We're worldwide, bro.
That's a true story.
We're in the Philippines. We got some regular listeners in the Philippines and in Kansas. So we're 2 different countries. Because Kansas is like a different country. See what I did there?
Well, I ain't never been to Kansas, so it might as well be. I bet it's just like really flat, boring. I don't know though. I don't know nothing about it.
Is Kansas boring? What was his name that called us yesterday? The guy from Kansas. 866-494-9866. I don't like the fact that we can't see Hayden.
Yeah.
It's a little weird there.
Yeah, I like seeing Hayden. No, I thought he was from. I thought it was from. Was it
Kansas?
I thought it was California.
No, it definitely wasn't California.
Didn't he say his parents moved here already?
No, that was a different guy. Yes, yes, that was a guy from last week. But yesterday we had a guy call in from Kansas and said, actually, I remember he listened. He caught us, found us when he was helping his parents here in town, and then he took us back to Kansas.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
866-494-9866. Hayden is actually watching the phones. Maybe actually watching the phones. So we'll see. We'd love to talk with you guys. We've been talking about the John Merrill thing, and yesterday we kind of saw it coming, and no pun intended. And I think we did Live and Local say he thought it was real, or did he just talk about the circumstances?
They pretty much just said that more is going to come out of that, and that it's not going to go away. So they didn't discredit it at all, or, which that means you already knew. Especially when he's already put out that statement. So, yeah, I mean, that's done. It's in the trash. Another little stain on our state, but oh well.
Well, it's probably going to be a story for a little while.
Yeah.
So
kind of overshadowed the fact that Mama said we ain't got to wear a mask no more.
That was 5 o'clock yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I walked into the store like 4:45, and the lady was like, "Where's your mask?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna stay in here for 16 minutes. You won't have to worry about it." If I just stay in here for about 16 minutes, you won't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I mean,
you mean freedom? You mean let people wear a mask if they want to wear a mask?
I know. It's just so funny that, now states are starting to open back up, and now you watch the news and all they talk about is, oh, there's a fourth wave. It's European.
It's the UK strain. It's the most dangerous one yet.
Oh, no. Everybody stay locked down. This is never going to end. They're having to transition into something else to talk about besides Trump. I mean, he's gone. We can only stretch that out for so long. The little Capitol Hill incident on January 6th or whatever, they can stretch that for so long. They don't really want to talk about the migrants except for maybe Fox News a little bit. That's it. So it's going to be COVID forever.
Well, and then we're going to transition into gun control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gun control today, which is apparently.
Ain't it funny how we had like in the news couple little shootings, and now that's all they talk about. But there's shootings all the time that they don't talk about. So it's picky choosy. I just hope people realize all that.
Picky choosy. Well, what's the actual phrase on that? It's
picking and choosing.
Yeah.
I guess I
think you created something there.
Picky choosy.
Picky choosy.
Oh well. Trademark.
I can run with it.
Trademark.
I mean, I can run with it. Picky choosy. I can get down with that. I kind of like it, actually. Picky choosy.
Well, that's what the government does. I mean, whatever benefits them. It's all. Let's just take. I don't get the. Well, they need to define an assault weapon first of all, because that don't make no sense. I think everybody just lets that slide too much. But then trying to go after AR-15s versus like which doesn't kill a whole lot of people each year, versus the things that do. I mean, you got
cigarettes out there that are taking home the top prize.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got people that are beaten with just objects more than stuff like that. Knives. Nobody's talking about taking away knives. I mean, I think the government looks at us as a threat, and
they should.
Well, yeah,
that's the whole point of having an armed
And
population.
And that's why they try to act like the Second Amendment was only for hunting.
Yeah.
That Second
It's
Amendment
so
was
you
put
could
there,
shoot a whitetail.
Right.
So you could shoot the ones with antlers.
Yeah, I believe that Second Amendment was put there for nothing but to defend ourselves against a tyrannical government.
Yeah, and shooting whitetail and whatever else. But the reason
Sure.
you're going to have guns is to protect you. I mean, the moment the government doesn't have a well-armed body of people holding it accountable, they can run roughshod over whatever they want.
Yep. And I don't know too much on the American Revolution or British history as far as gun control, but I just don't really see them redcoats walking around over here in the colonies or even back in Europe, just letting everybody run loose with guns. I mean, I feel like they had a tight grip on everybody as far as the ammo and the arms that they had at that time. I mean, hunting was natural. Of course, you're going to defend yourself against somebody else as citizens, but they put that in there for government. And the government don't want us to know that no more. And that's why our history is being dumbed down.
They're definitely dumbing it down.
But I digress. I know I wasn't, but I like to say that. So, anyway.
Does it make you feel sophisticated? But I digress.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Make you feel intelligent?
I was like, I got off subject. I digress.
Oh man, I can't wait for that 6:30 break. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You got a minute.
Yeah, I know. We're hoping we can make it. We can make it. And hopefully Connor will mute the audio so I don't drop another bomb. No pun intended there. On our audience, we do have a secret surprise for everyone today. Greg. I almost say Greg. Grant Norvell, our liberal Sherpa and our Brooklyn correspondent, is actually in town. I got a text yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm in town. Let's get together." And I was like, "Well, I'm leaving for Missouri tomorrow at noon, but you want to come be on the show?" He was like, "Sure." So that'll be fun. I've known Grant a long time. We agree on very little, but he is a great man and a good friend, and I have known him since I was, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there, and so we've known each other a very long time. He will be joining us today, so we'll get to spend some time with him. That'll be fun, and we plan on just keeping her running wide open until we get to the end of the day today.
So just I'm gonna take a random trip to Huntsville from New York.
No, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to ask him because I don't know exactly. I don't even know exactly why he's in Alabama. I think his wife has family or something down in this neck of the woods.
Oh.
I think. I could be wrong. But wow, look at this.
I'll see how. Probably want to move down here.
I think you probably would from New York. This is why Australia is off limits.
Oh my goodness, that's a big
14-foot python.
It looks like it's got something in it.
It does have something in it, yeah. And it's in a Sanctuary Cove swimming area, just hanging out. So not much of a sanctuary there. And so yeah, there you go.
There's a lot of people moving down here from
a lot of
blue states.
Well, and we were just recognized as like Huntsville had the #1 incoming. There was a statistic out there, and I think it was by some moving truck company, and they said that we had the most incoming people in the country.
Well, that's not a good thing. I mean, next thing
it depends on what side of the coin you're looking at.
No, it's not. It cannot be a good thing. I mean, next thing you know, you're going to see the next election go on, and Huntsville will be blue like Tuscaloosa or whatever. That's what happens. I mean, people don't. I'm sick of New York. I'm sick of California. I'm going to move to Alabama, and then they just bring their same policies here, vote the same exact way.
Yeah, I don't think Alabama. I think we're so red that we don't have to worry about it much.
I mean, you take.
It's going to be a while.
You run from like Montgomery through Tuscaloosa all the way west, and then straight up the Mississippi River. That's all blue.
Yeah.
I mean, we got old Democrats here still.
Yeah, but old Democrats are now Republicans.
Some of them.
Most of them.
I tell you, this last election,
The intelligent ones are.
Trump has. I didn't realize there was so many. I take not just Trump, but the Trump and the Roy Moore deal, and Doug Jones. I didn't realize we had so many Democrats in Alabama until all that.
Oh yeah,
especially the Doug Jones deal.
Yeah, because I saw a lot of. I saw a lot of signs. Roy Moore signs in yards that, or not Roy Moore, Doug Jones. Sorry.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of Doug Jones signs in yards that I didn't think existed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize that was a thing. I didn't realize we had that many.
Oh yeah, like in my neighborhood, I'll be like a couple streets over. I'm like, oh wow, there's a couple Doug Jones. But there was a lot of people that just voted against Trump.
Yes.
And a lot of people that voted, definitely a lot of people that voted against Roy Moore. And that was big. And that was obvious right there because Doug Jones was in and he was out just as fast. So moved on from that. But still, that was just the hits keep coming. Now our Secretary of State. But
Secretary of State's taking a interdigit. He's getting a high five in a different way. Oh, man. It's a different kind of high five.
He's number one.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure we don't get kicked off the radio.
It's too early. 9 to 6 o'clock.
Boomer and the Beard will be right back.
Boomer and the Beard. Boomer and the Beard.
Boomer and the Beard.
Check it out, boys. Got my new Jeep to go mudding this weekend. Who's in?
Mudding, huh? What kind of lift kit you get for it?
What kind of what now?
Rough country, Terraflex, extreme terrain?
The middle one?
Son, there's somewhere you need to go first.
Outlaw Off-Road, your premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. We handle everything from suspension installation, wheels and tires, gears and driveline, repair and maintenance, overlanding, bumpers, steering upgrades, LED lighting, and more. And we have access to virtually every brand and name in the off-road industry. Before you take your Jeep, truck, or SUV off-road, you have to come by Outlaw Off-Road on Nick Davis Road in Athens. Or call 888-954-7799. That's 888-954-7799. And online at theoutlawoffroad.com.
There's nothing like the peace and serenity that you get while fishing. Invest in the rod you deserve. Old 18 is a veteran-owned company operated by a U.S. Navy SEAL and Top Gun fighter pilot, breaking the mold of the fishing industry. At Old 18, we offer high-quality products with a 25-year master rod builder behind every rod. We offer a no-nonsense, hassle-free warranty we stand in front of so you don't get left behind. Shop old18.com and type in the code BEARD for a 20% discount.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular Sport Clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
The 25K payday from WVNN. Rules for this national contest at WVNN.com.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I'm Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Myself, Jonah, Linex Decatur Customs, producer Connor, and Hayden over at Master Control. Today is producer Connor's last day with us, and we need to have a moment of silence. And we're done. Connor, are you excited about the next chapter of your life?
I am.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Yeah, I am. I think that there's a lot of good stuff coming up. So I'm excited to see how it all.
Are you saying that this chapter of your life wasn't good?
No, it was great. Okay. It was really cool. This has been
the greatest honor of your life. I agree. I agree.
It's been a great opportunity, and I've really enjoyed getting to work in radio. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every moment of our time together. I mean, when you came around, we were just doing some video for the school, and it has blossomed into something that has created a relationship that no one can take away. And I am incredibly proud to have had you on this show, and I am super thankful to have been able to spend the last year getting to know you and watching you, and I can say for the two of us for certain, we're super excited to see where you go and what your trajectory is in life. We are confident that it will be greater than that of either of ourselves. And not that that's saying much, not a high bar. We're great. We're good people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what we focus on, but I think you can accomplish a ton in your life. And so I'm just thankful to have been some small part of it. And Monday's gonna suck. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and
it's gonna be a hard show.
I think with the age gap of us and him, and just getting to be around all that in this environment and stuff, he should be good and prepared for what's coming next.
Oh, and this isn't a joke, and this isn't pounding our chest, but I think to have spent the last year doing this, Connor, you will be a better man for it in terms of your preparation for the real world and understanding. I mean, just like the John Merrill thing, that's just a small little, what's the word? Indicator of like, you spend some time out in the world.
Did you say index finger? I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say?
That was a good one. That's just one small indicator of some real world experience. You know what I'm saying? Like you learn how to read people, and you learn, and you know how you do that is because you watch them.
Yep.
And then you give it time. Because 10, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I'd have probably been like, "Oh, John Merrill's telling the truth," and then you spend so much time watching people, you're like, "Oh," and it's just an experience thing. And so I'm glad that you were able to do this, and certainly we're going to keep tabs on you, keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, because yesterday he was a little, I almost said naive, skeptical about the whole situation.
Yep.
And we was over here like, no,
something did it.
Yeah. I think for me also though is I don't really get, us getting to interact with someone of Connor's age and just getting to see the type of young man that he is. And then we look at TV or the news or just how things are going, and you see this whole woke culture and all, and you're like, man, this new generation. And, you always think the next generation coming behind you is just worse than we was. But Connor's a excellent young man, and he was definitely raised well. And so that gives a lot of hope also, just for people out there that's wondering about these kids growing up these days. And kind of like the Connor's like that chicken from Chick-fil-A, raised by both of his parents and everything. Turned out
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
top of the ladder right there. Because parents matter. I mean, that's what we don't understand. We can always, you can blame the kids all you want to, but ultimately, who is to blame? It's the parents and who raised them and how they was raised, and parents are always responsible for every bit of that. We are all products of our raising and our environment that we was in, and so we all have to hold a little bit of responsibility for that. Actually, all responsibility should be the parents. I come from a divorced home, and
me too.
That affected that affected a lot in my life. I mean, from my attitude to relationships, and but I finally got that worked out. So
yeah,
that's all that matters.
Well, again, we are just excited to see Connor where he goes, what he does. 866-494-9866. If you guys have a message for producer Connor on his way out, if you'd like to give him some well wishes or just maybe your favorite Connor moment, I know I've got a couple. The day that I was late to the show was one of my favorites of all time. I go back and listen to that occasionally. From time to time, and so definitely excited to have to have him go to the next chapter of his life, but certainly sad about what we're losing in the process. But 866-494-9866. This is we'll do a segment here on O'Connor and favorite Connor moments, words of wisdom, kind words, whatever it is. If you've got something to say to Connor, today is his last day as he prepares for the next chapter in his exciting young life. We, like I've said 1,000 times, and I think I keep saying it it's grieving, mourning on the air. We're going to miss him.
I'm just still trying to. So, Connor, with that Xbox One deal yesterday, he was looking that up, wasn't he?
No, I knew that.
Man.
He had that dialed, man.
I mean, so if he's, let's see, carry the one. And what year was you born, Connor?
I was born in 03.
Good Lord. He was 2 when it happened. And he remembers it when he was 2. Hot dog.
That's a superpower.
Hey, I'm talking about my man is in fuego.
As a superpower.
And, yeah, man. Good Lord. How did you know that, Connor? Why would you know that?
I used to look at, the history of different parts of technology. That was just a date that stuck out, I guess.
Okay.
So because it lasted for so long in common use, I guess I just saw that date a lot. Like, it was launched then, and we're still using it today. Like, when it hit the 10-year mark.
So they kept that same model out for about 10 years before they come out with a new one?
Long time.
They had the new one out for a little while, but the two coexisted for a while since the older one was cheaper and still pretty popular.
Yeah.
The graphics on it weren't that crazy, but so now it's a totally different world.
So was you more of an Xbox or a PlayStation type?
I was a Nintendo guy.
Oh,
what's up? Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, man. If I could have one, like if I was to go out and buy one right now, it'd be that little
N64.
Now, what's the Nintendo that has all the games preloaded on it already?
Oh,
like the old school
the
one?
old school one. Yeah. The new old school one. I would probably go N64 just because of Mario Kart.
You played any of the new Mario Karts?
Is that a thing?
There's like 10 different Mario Kart games.
But what system do you play them on?
Well, the Switch is the newest one.
Oh. So if I was going to get my son something, it'd be a Switch, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to set you back a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Oh. Mm.
See, I would just play Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy my son anything because my son's 5 and because he needs to play outside. He's still got to learn how to catch baseball. So, but it's going to set you back a little bit. Are they? How expensive are they?
$200-$300.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So, Connor, what all classes you got coming up to in your first year of college?
I don't know yet. They decide all that at the orientation they call Bama Bound that takes place.
Sorry?
Bama Bound.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Bound Bound. I'm like, what is Bound Bound? Bound chicka bound bound. As we call that the John Merrill. Go ahead.
So I'll do that in the middle of the summer, and that they get every student, and they get you to talk to an advisor, talk about where you are, where you're headed, and they'll get your classes all set up. So that's when that'll all go down.
So really, like your first year is just a bunch of intro, just getting things out of the way type stuff.
Normally, but I've taken a lot of AP classes in high school, so what they call the general education classes, some of the early Englishes and histories, I should be able to waive. Bama's pretty generous about allowing people to exempt those classes if they have qualifying scores.
Huh. So, all right. So whenever I was a senior in high school, I had already caught up with all of my credits, and so I only had to go to school for half a day. Is that where you're at right now, or what?
Right now, no, I've still got to go the full day, except for my last block of the day. I don't go since I co-op here.
Yeah, he's getting.
I got all my hours.
Let's talk about that.
Boomer and the Beard will be right back.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Following a string of recent mass shootings, President Biden is today set to sign 6 executive actions, all aimed at gun control. They include asking the Justice Department to crack down on so-called ghost guns, firearms assembled with a 3D printer from parts purchased online. The president will also call for investments in community violence intervention programs, a new annual report on firearms trafficking, which hasn't been compiled since 2000, and he'll encourage states to adopt red flag laws, which allow police or family members to petition courts to temporarily remove guns from people in crisis. ABC's Faith Abube. 5 people were found shot and killed inside a home in Rock Hill, South Carolina overnight. Trent Ferris is the York County Sheriff's spokesman.
We're shocked that this type of incident happened in our area in Rock Hill, especially with the amount of people who were involved.
Among those dead, 2 children and a prominent local doctor. The much more contagious UK variant of the coronavirus, now the predominant form in the United States. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky.
While we have vaccinated, that remains 80% of the population remains unvaccinated, and that is certainly enough to cause a surge.
It's day 9 of the Derek Chauvin murder trial in Minneapolis.
The prosecution has moved out of testimony regarding Minneapolis Police Department policy and training and whether Derek Chauvin violated those when he kneeled on George Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes, and into evidence that was found in Floyd's car, as well as the police squad car that officers attempted to put Floyd in before he was pinned to the ground. Jurors heard testimony yesterday that drugs were found in the vehicles that contained saliva from Floyd, and those drugs included fentanyl and methamphetamine. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
No charges filed against Tiger Woods because there were no witnesses to the crash that shattered his leg. It's believed he was going 87 miles an hour at the time. You're listening to ABC News.
Would you get on an airplane if you knew it had a 50% chance of crashing? You may be riding that plane right now. If you have your money in a 401k or IRA and you plan to take out the recommended percentage each year when you retire, your chance of running out of money is 50%. 50%. But there's a better and safer way to secure your income in retirement. Discover how in a free book called Rescue Your Retirement. This wealth building strategy has never had a losing year in more than a century. In fact, even the man who invented the 401k now prefers this method instead. Get Rescue Your Retirement free for just a small shipping charge and enjoy a safe landing and a comfortable retirement. Get this free book and make sure you don't run out of money. Hurry, this offer is extremely limited. To get your free copy, just go to growwealthsafely.com. That's growwealthsafely.com to discover how to rescue your retirement. Grow Wealth Safely.
So, what do you want to eat?
I want something fast-tastic.
Fast-tastic?
Yes, fast, yet fantastic.
Sounds, spiff-delicious.
Well, then let's go. Eat more chicken with Chick-fil-A in Decatur, the taste that you can't get anywhere else. Download the Chick-fil-A app today, bypass the line, and enjoy your Chick-fil-A even faster. 2 great Chick-fil-A locations in Decatur, ready to serve you. Stop by today on Highway 31 South and on the Beltline in Decatur.
Where Alabama talks, WVNN. Depend on it. wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard, live from the Chick-fil-A Decatur studios. This segment brought to you by Chick-fil-A Decatur, 2 locations for more of your pleasure on Highway 31 South and the Beltline. They're hiring, and I worked there, and it was a pivotal moment in my life. It was transformational, one would say. It did create post-traumatic my pleasure disorder, but outside of that, it was fantastic. They feed you well. They pay you well. It's a great place to work. It's good people. Tell Mackenzie the Beard sent you. Go get your kid out the house. Get them out of your basement. Get them off Fortnite. Make them get a job. Make them pay their own way. You know what I'm saying? It's time to grow up. Joining us live in the studio now is the man, the myth, the legend, Grant Norvell, our liberal Sherpa, our Brooklyn, Brooklyn. What was I trying to say there? He's our, what is it when you're, good Lord.
Correspondent.
Yes,
maybe?
there it is. That's the word, correspondent. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Good morning.
Been a little while. I haven't seen you in it. When was the last time? I was, 15?
No.
16, 18, 19, 21?
We worked together.
I know, but I was in college, so I was 20. I was 20.
I think it was 2005, maybe?
Whoa. That's a long time
It's
ago.
a long
Back
time.
when the Xbox One came out?
Yeah, that's right. Right when the Xbox 360 came out.
Yeah. Like that month, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so what? You just text me out of the blue, and you're like, I'm in your neck of the woods. And I'm like, that's weird, but why are you live in Brooklyn? Why are you in North Alabama?
My wife is from Columbus, Mississippi.
Okay.
So I know, I said region.
Oh.
So
Did you drive over from Mississippi this morning?
I did. I did.
Talk about some rain.
Some rain.
I'm talking about that rain is
Some rain.
angry too, son.
You said it.
It is.
I heard you.
It's raining like it's mad at you
It
out
is,
there.
yeah.
Is it still raining that hard?
Yes.
That is
It
crazy.
slowed me, I would have been here. It probably slowed me down 10 minutes.
It
so.
easily, because I almost wrecked twice on the way here, and I live 5 minutes from here.
There you
go. So what? So you just down here visiting family?
Yeah. In the COVID, so New York City public schools get a midwinter break. I mean, we talked to you last time.
Right.
You talked to me, and I was in Florida. We dragged our feet getting back because our kids are doing blended, so we take an extra week. And we went to see my parents in Texas. I made it all the way to San Antonio. So I've done Oklahoma City and back, Orlando and back, and then this will be San Antonio and back, seeing mother-in-law, some friends in Birmingham, then my father-in-law in Atlanta, and then we'll get home. My wife I can officially say, is pregnant.
Oh!
I kind of squealed last time. So we're expecting one in September. We won't leave the city again, so we've got to check everybody off the box on this run. So
Yeah, well, you were here just in time. Mask mandate expired 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I mean, I'm talking about we just.
Well, we don't wear them. I mean,
we don't wear
it. I've driven around enough. I know. I was in Oklahoma in September. And, places like Disney. I think I said it, Disney itself is really like. It feels like New York or some other place that's like very strict. Like we were doing like 3, 2, 1, pull the mask, take the picture, and someone would come up and be like, "Excuse me, can you please keep a mask on?" But then you'd go to breakfast at like First Watch or someplace, and there's just elbow to elbow, everybody coughing on each other.
Yeah,
so I got used to just the shock of it all.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Texas they had 45,000 strong in the stadium. Globe Life, come on, super spreader.
I went to the women's national championship on Sunday. I took my daughter and
Why
niece
would you
down
go
there.
to a women's basketball game?
I love basketball.
Even women's basketball?
I love basketball. It's a different sport. You can't it's like Mexican food and Taco Bell. When you go to Taco Bell, that's not Mexican food.
That's
It's
right.
Taco
That's
Bell.
fair.
Right?
That's fair.
It's women's basketball, women's soccer, whatever.
It's
good
the
for what
Taco
it
Bell
is.
of Mexican food.
It was a great game. It was not a well-played game, but it was an intense game. National championship.
What about UCLA and Gonzaga? The greatest game? Is that the greatest March Madness game in a long time?
I can remember Duke, Kentucky, that epic one. I remember watching that. So I hate both of those teams, but that was still a better game.
But the Stash got it done.
Not in the big game.
No, he didn't.
He got
No,
exposed for the NBA.
I noticed something about the women's NBA, the WNBA, and it could just be me, but remember whenever they first started, and it's like all their women was like really tall, like, oh, we got to have tall people to play, and then so I was like, okay, I just noticed because they was fresh, so everybody was looking at it. Then I noticed it maybe a month or so ago, and I'm like, okay, well, they've shortened down a little bit.
Are you saying they're getting shorter?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it don't take tall people to play ball. I mean, I was like, okay, now we got
look at
more
Steph
of like
Curry.
normal height women playing basketball, and It's not so weird.
I read a really interesting article about the WNBA the other day talking about the lesbian culture, and this one girl was like a heterosexual female, and she was like, "This was the worst thing in the world for me." It was crazy. Hey, apparently old Butch is pretty ruthless. I'm saying she you know, what I'm saying she got a little temper.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, and they don't like it if you're straight. You can't play in their party. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't been invited to those locker rooms yet, so
you just need a media pass.
Hey,
We'll give you one while you're here.
Just wait till the WNBA has their first transgender in there.
Can you imagine? What if LeBron James identified as a female and was? I mean, how many points would he? 150 a game. I mean, he would just. It would be unbelievable.
Could you imagine the elbows in that game? and Adam's apples.
So I mean, while we're talking about women's sports, you know, this conversation has reemerged ever since that chick was a Baylor, I think, that talked about the weight room at the women's versus the men's, and then you got what's her name from the soccer star, Rapinoe, whatever her name is, out there hollering about the pay gap between men and I mean, I'm not a smart man. I play one on the radio, but as far as I can tell, these sports, their respective perks and the money that surrounds these games is dictated by the amount of money they create for themselves, right? Like if men's football creates $1 bazillion, then they have $1 bazillion to spend. And women's basketball creates $20, they only have $20 to spend. And then let's take it to the pro level. At the baseball, if baseball franchise, like the Mets, for instance, one of the most expensive franchises, big market team, the Yankees, whatever, these big market teams, they've got more money to spend than the women's fast pitch softball professional league. So should the women professional fast pitch softball teams pay their players the $340 million contract that Fernando Tatis just got, right? Like it doesn't make sense. This argument is
take men and women out of it,
right?
And then take the sport out of it.
Your business and my business have different budgets.
You just take, what am I getting from this right here? It don't matter, men, women, whatever sport it is. It's a ratio.
What makes that so difficult to understand? Why is it such a hot topic right now, Grant?
Why? Well, I mean,
women just want more money.
Sure.
Should they get it?
I think.
Are we talking
we're
money
arguing,
or attention?
we're arguing
what about attention?
Market economics, and like all these sports have antitrust exemptions. Like that's what MLB is being threatened with from like Republicans because of what they've done with the All-Star game in Georgia. I mean, you're talking about the business of college sports here. Like if we could pay the players first and then have like that conversation, I think I'd be more comfortable with it, at least at a collegiate level. I mean, yeah, I think this is a way of them advocating for them to have more of investment in their sport. The WNBA is at like year 25 because the NBA decided we're going to run this at a loss for a long time. They invested in it. And in some places it's working. MLS has basically the same timeline when they started investing into their stadiums and made them, like, instead of playing in an NFL stadium, like playing in a soccer stadium, the product became better. I think if you invest in, we're kind of at a pivot point, what you're saying of like, are we gonna invest at like a governmental level in these sports? And like, there's a lot of resistance at that. But like, should women be paid what men are paid in a market economy? That's not possible. Like Tatis is. So what's hard to accept that people don't want to accept the market economy?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. And it seems like it's the same thing as this woke move in Georgia. Like, hey, we're going to move the MLB game out of Georgia because of voting laws, and we're going to move it to Denver, where the voting laws are actually more stringent than they are in Georgia.
Well,
the only difference is 82% black people in Georgia, 9% in Colorado. So basically we just moved it to yuppie Whiteville and give the money to a bunch of rich white folks because we're woke for black people.
But the mail-in vote in Colorado is much more loose than Georgia. I mean, you have to look at the overall picture and where trends are going. If you want to point out hypocrisies in the MLB move, there are many hypocrisies in that.
Yeah,
So
well, like doing business with China and Cuba, and yeah. Anyways,
but this is where this is a longer segment. What is the responsibility of all sports? Because like the NBA bears all the brunt for China, in some ways. Now the MLB is starting to get it. I know you have to go to break, but like, what are we going to allow capitalism? Are we going to allow capitalism to be what we're about and spreading across the world, free market ideas? That's what we used to believe. Or are we going to retreat from that as China grows? Like we could do the rest of the show on that, but like
and Junior would be happy.
Well, we're not going to let that happen. but yeah, but you're right though. A lot of the world is. You got to think about how old this thought process is, how old a true republic, capitalism, all that has tried to come about from kingship or emperorship, and that right there has never let go. They've always been trying to get that back.
I vote we go monarchy, personally.
No,
I do. As long as I can be in
no
the ruling
votes, then
class.
you don't get to vote for that.
I just want to be in the ruling class. You know what I'm saying? If I can get in the ruling class, we'll be in good shape. Just call me Nancy Pelosi. Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
Boomer and the Beard.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today. Express Online.
Why are you staring at me?
I know what you did.
What?
You know what you did.
What are you talking about?
The cookie dough. You've been all up in the cookie dough. My cookie dough.
Okay, see, look, what had happened was...
Get your own dough, yo. Get your own dough with Cookie Dough Magic, now open in Huntsville. We all have memories of stealing that cookie dough from the mixer before our grandmother could bake it. Now you can get it in a cone, cup, milkshake, and more, all safe to eat with no baking required. We have 12 delicious flavors. It's the best of both worlds. Delicious cookie dough, and it's safe to eat. Some of our signature flavors include magic chocolate chip, birthday cake batter, cheesecake dough, salty sweet, peanut butter, and more. It's so good. Get yours today at Cookie Dough Magic. Now open on Jefferson Street North in downtown Huntsville. And check us out online at mycookiedoughmagic.com. Life is short. Mix it up with Cookie Dough Magic.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. Buy your premium queen-sized MyPillow for $29.99. That's right, $29.99 for a premium queen-size MyPillow, only $5 more for the king size. Go to MyPillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout.
It's your news now. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. This Segment brought to you by MyPillow. Mike Lindell's an American patriot. Also makes the greatest pillow on the face of the planet. Patented interlocking fill to meet your individual sleep needs. Go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout to get deep discounts on everything on their site. Joining us in studio is our liberal Sherpa, our good friend, a buddy of mine. I've known him since I was 2 years old. I'm kidding. I continue to change. I continue to shift the target here. Grant Norvell. He's from Brooklyn, New York.
What up?
Brooklyn Stand Up. Texted me last night, said he was I said in town. Turns out he just meant in the southeast because he drove over from Mississippi this morning. How long of a drive was that, by the way?
I made it in just under 3.
Oh,
my goodness.
Snap.
Like, we thought we had it rough getting
Man. Wow. Well, I appreciate you coming, buddy.
I appreciate the invite.
Oh, it's good, man. When he said, don't blame me if I'm not there right on time or whatever, I was like, well, I mean, I don't know where he's at, but it can't be. I mean, just come at 6. He was like, sounds good. I didn't realize he had to leave at 3.
Up at like 2:30. I mean,
both correct.
That's crazy.
Hey, before we get too far though, you was talking about Monarch before the break. So I seen
I was
that.
being facetious.
Well, no, but I'm going to tell you something that hurt my feelings one time.
Okay. I just want to make
like
sure.
I read this and it, because I'm deep conservative. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So there was a chart and everything. It said, true monarch, kingship, emperor, all this is true conservatism, and George Washington and all them was being liberal. And what do you see where I'm going?
This is the only thing I am capable to do in the world is have this conversation like a dictionary. What we would call this political science degree. What we would call what you're describing as classical conservatism, classical liberal. It's like root word liberty. We're all for that, right? So like this is, yearning to be free.
Yeah, you can't spell liberty without liberal. I mean,
So to go even like Jefferson writing the Declaration of Independence, some of the original language was all men have the inalienable rights for the pursuit of property was some of the original language, and that was changed to for pursuit of happiness, right? Life, liberty, pursuit of property, pursuit of happiness. So like all of that is swept up in this notion of free to do whatever. So somewhere along the way, conservatism became some social issues, and then it co-opted, like they switched, right? Liberals became not necessarily for feudalistic economy, but it became synonymous with socialism, communism, these sorts of things, and conservatism became free market capitalism.
Yeah.
And now we are in another, this is like, you see a lot of my comments are, what do these things even mean? And I say that more as like a crying college student is like, everybody switched the terms on me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what anything means anymore, right? So I grew up conservative, and I don't really have none of these labels fit me before we started switching them. And then you add Trump to the Republican Party, and it's like I would argue a lot of things that aren't conservative are now synonymous with being Republican.
Agreed.
So
absolutely,
and that's fine. I just would love to like have the conversation with everybody using the same terms.
Well, I feel like liberalism, I imagine liberalism and conservatism. All right, liberalism is a large boat. Conservatism is that anchor that's maybe a little too small that's been dropped, and that boat is constantly drifting forward. And conservatism is right there with it, just making it go slower, even though we're still moving forward.
Yeah.
Because we're never moving backwards. If we look at true conservatism, even though we might have went full circle, and that liberalism might be bringing us back to a monarch or communism.
Bringing us back to more centralized power.
Yeah, right. Putin, we can.
I love that name, by the way. Putin. Putin.
But yeah, that's crazy though. But when I seen that chart though, it was just like, wow.
Kind of hurt your feelings a little bit. Didn't
It did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, what I love about Grant and what we've always been able to do is Grant is not defined by a term and is capable of having conversations about different parties, ideologies, things that are not like nowadays people have become they're so two-party brainwashed that you have to fit this camp or this camp. There is no third camp. There is no third option. There is no – and that's what the goal of a two-party system is, to define you by merely those two categories.
But
because if you create a third, you create a problem for the two. The two have the power. They are. What do you think they're doing behind closed doors in Washington? They all hang out. They're all doing things to. I mean, it is about retaining power. That's the ultimate goal of government, and so it just the ability to have conversations about these different things. And I mean, again, I just wish the liberals would have understood when Trump was in office, they actually had more of an opportunity to get. He was not a conservative. He is not a. He had some very. He's a deal maker, and he's that type of guy that would give you something you wanted to get something he wanted. And I don't know, man. It just became so volatile that in the last 4 years, you've seen the country. I mean, it was already dividing or divided, but you've seen it completely split now. And the key is, I mean, we have to be able to have these conversations. We have to be able to get back to. That's why my vote was for Joe Jorgensen, not for. I mean, I knew that Donald Trump was going to carry Alabama, and so I wanted to try to make a difference and get a third party. Their 10%. Did that happen, by the way?
No.
It
was worse. It was worse than ever, really.
Sorry. And when you talk about conversations,
my vote made a difference.
You know, if we sit here and just talk back and forth, we're going to get stagnant.
Yes.
We need
echo chamber.
Opposing views.
That's right.
So, and this is something, as I've traveled, this is a thing I find within my family, extended family, my wife's family, friends, is that we actively stopped having these conversations. Like we would make the joke like, Thanksgiving, but we stopped talking, and the retreat, like the divide kept taking place. We were acting like, if we don't talk about Thanksgiving, we don't feel these things, then we'll, everything will be fine. But like over time, we lost the meaning of these terms. We got on different news channels, which changed like the way that we intake the initial story. Like our take on it is already in the first paragraph, right? And so, and then stuff we've talked about before, the lack of local newspapers and things like that would get everyone in the same community could at least like agree on facts, right? And so that stuff has slipped, and we've lost the ability to communicate. Like we have to do this. We have to bring that back. So I hope that as a troll online, I'm able to instigate a conversation, which I can then reinforce in person or like through back channels.
Well, and that's the key is like it's all about the willingness. What we've seen happen is people are just unwilling. And I noticed myself at the beach, right? Because I carried my little mobile setup. I did the show from the beach, and I was on the balcony because I had a house full of people, and you know how that is, small beach house, and you're up at 5 o'clock trying to do a radio show without waking up everybody on vacation. Everybody hates you already, and it's just like so. I just went on the balcony and I did the show, and I noticed myself like walking to the beach. Somebody else was on a balcony drinking their coffee, and they heard me talking. And so as I'm walking to the beach, they're like, so what is it that you do? And I'm like, I do a radio show. And I just leave it. Like, you get hesitant to say, I do a conservative radio show, because immediately you're a bigot. Immediately you're a backwoods redneck racist, Trump-loving, cousin Marion, whatever. And it's just like, that's crazy. In this country, it is crazy that anyone's opinion puts them in immediate hatred of another American. This country was founded on the idea that we are all entitled to our opinions, and the free flow of those opinions and that thought is what makes this country amazing. It's what makes this country the greatest country to ever have existed, and we're losing that. And that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah, we got to be able to talk without getting upset at each other, too.
Oh, man.
What?
All right, you're right.
We don't have to be offending each other.
That's right.
Of course.
Well, if you get offended talking about politics, you're an idiot.
I'm sorry. You're an idiot. You got to have some intellect.
Exactly.
Because if you're going to get into a debate, you can't put feelings in that.
You have to be able to have an intelligent conversation without being emotional, and you have to be able to talk about emotion, intelligently. I mean, those two things are not interdependent. They're not, they're not isolated, certainly, but there are certain things that require emotion. And look, we're all emotional about certain things. Abortion is an emotional topic for me, right? Gun rights may be an emotional topic for you because you lost someone to gun violence or whatever it is. And so emotion certainly plays a part, but you have to be able to look at legislative processes, thoughts, plans, whatever, unemotionally and look at them intellectually first, and then you can address the emotional side of it. But we've just gotten so emotional. I mean, it's all about the feel good. It's all about what makes you
confirmation of our feelings. Both sides.
Yes,
confirmation of our
both
feelings.
sides.
And going back to the liberal, conservative, monarch, and all this, if we go to
this thing the framers gave us is a fragile
It is
egg,
fragile.
right?
It's a circle.
And they've been trying to figure that out for a couple thousand years. And it always end up like, oh, okay, let's try to do a republic. No, we end up in a democracy.
Well, we're just for those of you that don't know, it's a democratic republic. It's not a democracy. In case you were curious,
We're a constitutional.
yeah,
we're
sorry,
a constitutional republic.
Sorry.
But if you read the preamble of the Constitution, it is essentially a definition of democracy. Like how to do this thing we built is to be a democracy. Now, not a just straight democracy, as you're saying, but a that's why I am not for like stripping the electoral college.
No. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that.
There are safeguards.
Yeah.
wish you the best. Like I have 3 daughters. He's a little old for them, but like that's the sort of dude I want them to come across. So
For sure.
best to everything that you're about to do, Connor. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
you're fine. I mean, I'd gotten past the morning of losing Connor, and you just poured salt in my open wound. But but I appreciate the sentiment. No, he is definitely a special young man, and I told him that I hope my son grows up to be like him, and I mean that. And
his parents did a good job.
Yeah, fantastic kid, and just excited to see his trajectory. It's going to be definitely going to be a fun path to follow for sure. So it probably won't look anything like the 3 of ours, but it will be a fantastic path to follow. So I teased this before we left on the last break, but Uncle Joe, Shaky Hand Joe, I'm going to read a quote from him that I just want to kind of set the mood here. This is a quote that he in his last speech. So the best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to that you that like to be able to anyway. That guy, our president. Now, don't get me wrong. George Bush had many, but he just made up words. He could at least put together an intelligent sentence. Okay, so Uncle Joe is going to be signing some. After they change his diaper or before? I'm not. They're going to. Anyways, he's going to be signing. Sorry, I'm on a roll this morning. He's going to be signing some executive actions today to quote curb gun violence, because as we all know, if you just tell people they can't have guns, then bad people stop getting guns. Just like when you tell people not to do drugs, they just stop doing drugs. We don't have an epidemic in this country of drugs because we told them. I mean, there was a war on drugs. Apparently that worked. We just incarcerated a bunch of black dudes and moved on. So
it's been working for 40 years.
Yeah, that'll girl Kamala. And so at the end of the day, we're gonna legislate evil by taking away guns from law-abiding citizens. You asked a fantastic question. You said, how is legislating by executive order anything that's within the boundaries of the way this country was set up? Is it? And it's not. And so we have a political science major in the House, someone who's far more intelligent when it comes to legislative maneuvering than either of us are. So I'm curious, Grant, if this guy signs this executive order and wants to try to come and seize my guns, first of all, we all know that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. Is this just fluff? I mean, is this just to appease? Because is there going to be anything that actually happens from this piece of paper?
I can't say it's all just fluff. Like there is, the executive branch is big and has things he can do. It's a lot of fluff though, because some of the stuff we hinted at about why we have this country and gun ownership, it's just not feasible to go about it that way. I mean, the kind of the nature of like I was listening earlier today about the ghost guns and the and just the ability, going back a few years to 3D print weapons. It's like the old line from Star Wars. It's like the tighter you grip, the more slips through your fingers on stuff like that. So I think he wants to show the base he's doing something.
Yeah,
and this feels like doing something.
Even though the reality is he's doing nothing, because it's going to change nothing. It's not. There's nothing that's going to happen by executive order. Because here's the thing about executive order. I can go play golf today and write down that I fired a 61.
Okay?
Hey,
good job.
Right?
That's good
right?
ground.
But the moment that I go and play with someone else, or the moment that it's time to play in a tournament, right, I can practice and practice and practice and practice, and every practice, 61, 62, 61, 60, and I get my handicap all the way down to like a 1, and people are like, man, this guy's great at golf. And then the moment comes for me to step in and play the game, and I'm going to shoot 94, right? Like, because I'm not a 1 handicap. I don't golf that well. In the same way, you can sign all the executive orders, pencil whip it all you want to, but the game is actually the enforcement, right? Is the action. That's where the rubber meets the road with executive orders. And so you can sign all the stuff you want to that says you're going to do this and the other, but the enforcement of said executive order becomes a challenge, right? Because how does that happen? Well, for instance, if they say they're going to come and seize your weapons, and this goes to all you all you conservatives out there that tell me, he's going to seize my way, he's going over my dead body, roll Tide and roll Trump. You're an idiot. He's not going to seize your weapon. He can't. Do you think the Limestone County Sheriff's Department, Mr. Walker, we need your AR-15, please. First of all, I don't have any. I have 0. So how about that? There's not one under the backseat of my truck, or by my bed, or in my office, or at the farm, or in Texas at my other house, my parents' house. There's none. They're not there. But they're not going to do that. There's no. Where does the enforcement happen? It doesn't. So what is the point of all this?
Yeah, but Grant, I'm still over here with my brain hurting, thinking about the conversation we just had with the little chart I saw where George Washington's the liberal.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we were talking about what King Joe Biden is doing, trying to take away our everything's reversed. I mean, oh my goodness.
It's the thing is, okay, if you root it like I voted for Obama in 2008, not in 2012. I voted for him in 2008. So all of the government surveillance things that came by the end of the first term, like that's why I couldn't vote for him the second time. But he's probably most famous in terms of executive orders for what we call the Dreamers, right? And that was
DACA.
What he was hoping would be, and that's what they always say when they sign executive order. This is a temporary thing until legislation. That's the only way you can get away with it in terms of any sort of constitutionality that a court will recognize it. If you say until so legalized or legislated, but they never get around to it. And so at some point, Congress has to balance this back out. But we all hate Congress. You know, their approval ratings are worse than whoever's in the executive branch always. So we are in quite a pickle as far as that goes. I don't know. There's not an obvious solution other than like you have to let yourself lose sometimes. And that to that point, something immediately as emotional that you brought up in the last segment, your issue will then come up that you can't abide by that, right? And so we're always being leveraged in that way.
Well, in 2012, after Sandy Hook, Biden tried to push through some legislation, and even though the Democrats had a greater majority then than they do now, the bill failed to garner enough support to overcome the filibuster, and so if it didn't happen then, it's dang sure not going to happen now because the margin of majority is much slimmer now than it was then. So for all of you out there, he's going to take my guns. No, that's not going to happen. And so quit fear mongering. Conservatives, I'm talking to you. Like, are we in a bad spot? Absolutely. Do any of us want to be here? No. Is our country changing on a daily basis in ways that we don't like? Absolutely. But he's not coming after your guns. He might be coming after them, but he's not going to go anywhere. He can't even walk upstairs. So,
and liberals, be okay with your friends that are into guns. Like you want them to have them.
Just
be honest with yourself. You want them to have them.
Trust me. If you end up in a Walmart when there's a mass shooting, I'm the guy you want next to you. I promise you that. I'm not going to shoot you. You probably don't even know I have it. I've probably passed thousands of you didn't even know that I'm like John Wick, multiple guns. Got them everywhere. Everywhere. Boom, you're right. Get my hands on 3 of them right now.
Boomer and the Beard.
Why are you staring at me?
I know what you did.
What?
You know what you did.
What are you talking about?
The cookie dough. You've been all up in the cookie dough. My cookie dough.
Okay, see, look, what had happened was...
Get your own dough, yo.
Cookie Dough Magic, now open in Huntsville. 12 delicious flavors in a cone, cup, milkshake, and more. Cookie Dough Magic, now open on Jefferson Street North in downtown Huntsville. And check us out online at mycookiedoughmagic.com.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And it was like I stepped funny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600 at Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy. Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
The talk station in Alabama, WVNN. Depend on it.
Play on, player. Come on. Hey. Come on. Yo, Dre, drug first. Ba-doom. Skull went down. All right. Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I'm Zach. That's just that's a little hip hop for Grant there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I got
big up to Brooklyn.
Big ups to Brooklyn. So, welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. It is 12 minutes to the top of the hour. 12 minutes left on Connor's storied career here at Boomer and the Beard. How does it make you feel, Connor?
It's crazy. It's all over.
Did you see the excitement in his face? You see the excitement in his face? He's so fired up to leave us.
That was a trademark Connor response.
Yes, it was.
Classic Connor.
Yes, it was. Perfectly ambiguous. Yeah, that's
classic Connor.
Classic.
Like to keep you on your toes.
Well, you've done that successfully.
I should call in sometimes as Connor from New York and speak. Zach, actually, what you want to
say? Oh, Hayden, are you alive, buddy?
I'm still here.
Okay, cool. You still don't have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah, thanks for that.
I just want to make sure nothing happens.
We ain't gonna see you till Monday, so
yeah, that's right.
Monday's gonna be rough.
Maybe I'll have a girlfriend by then.
Probably not. If we're being honest, you dropped the ball with Mackenzie.
Probably
I
not.
can't let that ride. Grant, have you ever been on Tinder?
No.
You want to play around? Because it's
no,
it's unbelievable, bro.
I go to church with young people, and I'm good on Tinder.
It's unbelievable.
Y'all have church up in Brooklyn? I'm just kidding.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I thought Cuomo shut that down.
I know,
we got so much church in Brooklyn.
So let's finish that conversation we was having in the break, though, about communism and stuff. So you was
that's
and what about Russia? Like,
there's only 11 minutes left, bro.
Right? But so you're saying Tiananmen?
It's tough.
Tiananmen Square.
Tiananmen Square was when the true red China communism ended right there, and because we was talking about the number of billionaires in China, and then we can talk about the fall of the Soviet Union. But what would you call China now, and then what would you also call Russia? And is China more communistic than Russia, or like are we just told a bunch of propaganda?
Well, all right, so let's start with what I'm really against America, Russia, China, anywhere is authoritarianism or totalitarianism. So like when I say that after Tiananmen Square, China liberalized just its economy and only portions of it to allow, there was enough information from the West getting in, and one of the main exports like that they really wanted is like American popular culture. And so that movies, music, the Chinese authorities had to recognize that they could not prevent all of this from getting in, but they had to find a way to control it. So what comes with that popular culture is this notion of a middle class. So they
and K-pop.
That's like the rebound back to America.
Oh, I'm sorry,
right?
that's Korea. My bad.
But
Yeah, so middle class. That's what makes us special, or
well, it allows. It's
what
not
the world.
That's not what
the
makes
world
it.
needs.
What makes us special economically is that you have the ability to move within classes. Like you can start somewhere. There may be barriers, and I think it's
the
gonna,
American dream is what makes us different. The
There's
ability
still-
to create wealth for yourself by just hard work.
And what Trump was a master at pinching on, and what both parties do from time to time, is the notion that we're losing that, because that is tangible, and that's one of the things. As I drive around, interstate exits from New Jersey to Texas, the barriers to entry to the marketplace are really steep, and so sometimes like I worry. We say, oh, we're fighting China this because we have a free economy, and I go, man, we need to work on that. Like, China's really not the enemy. It's sometimes as much as like they're a competitor that realizes the game we don't see ourselves in. You know, like
competition.
Right. And I think if the Chinese don't see us as the enemy, right? Like they weren't buying our debt for decades because they see us as like someone to be conquered. Like the long history of China, nothing indicates that they're about to come the wrong way across the ocean to get us, right? So I think it would be much better for us to see it as Christian people, that there are, probably 250 million at least underground Christians, and it's incumbent upon us to reach out to them and understand them culturally. If you read about the culture, man, I'm way off topic. If you read about the culture of China, me as a Southerner going to New York, so many people in China experienced the same thing. They felt they had to lose their accent when they went to Beijing or Shanghai to become, to make it in that world. Like the things that define us as humans, or the human experience, or the things that make life worth living, are transcendent among these borders and anywhere around the globe. And the more we can trade with them on those and those ideas, the more everyone's going to benefit. American worker, Chinese freedom, whatever the case.
What about the Russians? I mean, what's our deal with? I mean,
what is our deal with? I think
Putin.
Yeah, I think Putin is an authoritarian, and we can't trust that. And he is. The one thing I think Joe Biden said that's really right that we should take on is when he met him as a vice president,
that was back when he wore men's underwear instead of diapers. I got
he can still talk.
The thing was out there that Bush had seen into his soul and understood him right, which was never true. And Biden said, "I don't think you have a soul," and Putin says, "We understand each other." That's true. Like,
so how would you compare Putin to like Xi Jinping? Though, they're both authoritarians, right?
Yes,
but at least religion there's some freedom in Russia.
It's more state religion.
Yeah, very little.
It's more Russian Orthodox Church is what's allowed, and it's often controlled in different sectors by the government itself.
Yeah, so it's very much the difference is very, very slim between Russia
and my father's a preacher, so when the wall fell, he went to Ukraine, really close to where the nuclear Chernobyl. Which is great if you haven't watched it.
Fantastic.
But really close to that area, and they were desperate. Which is what I imagine the people in the South China are like too. Desperate to have fellowship, desperate to have just the word in their presence, and that's a whole. That's like,
China's after Christians right now, son. I mean, they getting after them.
And is it just you think they're just attacking free thought? I mean, what is it about religion?
Well, it's control.
Yeah,
I mean, religion gives you hope. Not religion. Jesus gives you hope. It gives you it releases you from its freedom. I mean, the only real freedom we'll ever have in our lives is the freedom that we have in a relationship with Christ Jesus. And so, once somebody has that, they're unconquerable. They're uncontrollable. They're ungovernable. Now, that being said, they're also great citizens and very governable and agreeable with authority and all those things. And so what they don't understand is China would be a better place if they would just allow because there is a revival happening in China. I don't know how familiar you guys are with what you are. I mean, you just brought it up, but the spread of China's on fire for Jesus, and it's growing like a freaking weed, man.
And one thing we miss as Western Christians, I could do weeks on this, A Christian stood on the Pacific shores of China before a Christian crossed the English Channel. And there is an entire history of Asian Christians that we don't acknowledge. And this goes, rebound it back to what was going on in Iraq and the Yazidis or whoever, those minorities that we do not connect with on a who is my brother and sister level, and we should. Forget America. Like, that's incumbent upon us to recognize these people. And there's just a deep history of Christians in Asia that you can get lost in the denominationality of it, but just people that recognize Christ as their Lord. That we don't do a good job as Americans of celebrating them, recognizing them.
So before the show's over, with Russia and China, touching each other and having that long-standing relationship, forever in that whole region right there, and then we go to communism, authoritarianism. Is that just a mindset that comes from both of them together, or you think one dominates more than the other and kind of transitioned over to the, because we're not talking we're talking two different peoples also. But then two different peoples, but a similar mindset.
I think, man, when you're talking about a 1.8 billion people, and then Russia's 300 million, 400 million, and then
so they got just as many people as we do, Russia.
I don't think they're. I think they're broken up. They're less now. I think but they're I want to say they're 200 million. They're less than us. At any rate, it's so hard to say their people are all this or their people are all that. To me, I think the things that you think that make life worth living, the pleasures of fishing, it may not be, but whatever those pleasures are, those are universal. And I think any way that we can use whatever we have as an American Christian to extend that, help other people establish that where they live, that should be what we're about. And that's where we get back to what you were saying, where the notion that George Washington was a liberal, like that's the liberty root word that we can all agree on. Like that's why there is this country. No matter how we fall now, we all get back to that and can recognize that for others. I think.
You know what they don't have in Russia? They have Bible studies that start like this: please help me to hate white people, or at least to want to hate them. I want to stop caring about them individually and collectively. I want to stop caring about their misguided racist souls. To stop believing.
Where did you get my notebook?
Yes. Dr. Chaniqua Walker Barnes, best-selling.
She stole that from me.
Best-selling devotional book. It's called A Rhythm of Prayer, a collection of meditations for renewal.
I'm gonna sue her for copyright.
Yeah, no joke. Let me hate white people.
So Zach,
at least they don't have that in China.
Are you going to walk away a little bit more liberal today?
Yeah, but I mean, card toting.
Yeah, man.
I'm a liberty liberal.
Very liberal. We're more liberty today.
Well, I'm more enlightened. Yeah. I think we had a good conversation.
I could tell you're dialed in.
I could talk about this all day.
Yeah, you love this stuff. You intelligent beardsman.
Well, one of us got to be the smart one around here.
I hear that. Hey, Dad. Connor, my friend. Good luck. We love you. Have a good ride into the sun, as it were. Grant, as always, it's been a pleasure doing it in person. A lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
You should ride down from Brooklyn more often. We'll see you guys on Monday of next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Remember, best of tomorrow. Boomer and the Beard, we're out.